it is so easy to show hate. It is so easy to show it. You can show it by the way that you look. You can show it by the things that you say. You can show it by the way that you treat a person. Just little, body language, all of that. You can show hate. And you can show love the same way. But I don't know why it seems like love is so hard to show, but hate is just so easily passed on and passed around, because hate speech is at an all-time high. I believe it is, even though, I do believe some things are being overblown. But what I would like to call love speech isn't as, out there. It isn't as pushed because people feel like they don't know how to show love. But like I said, you show love in the same way. It's how you look. It's how you speak. It's how you act. It's how you treat a person, because love is an action word. I remember my pastor told us that once upon a time, my former pastor. It's not just a warm, fuzzy feeling. It's an action word. You show love by what you do. And God showed us the ultimate act of love by giving us his only begotten son. The Bible tells us in John 3:16 that for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him shall not perish, but have everlasting life. So what that tells me is that love is life-giving. So if we see so much hate around us, if we see so much bitterness, so much turmoil, so much frustration, oppression, depression, if we see so much of that, it's probably because love isn't being displayed the way that it should be. You think about broken households, you think about people who aren't as successful in school or in business and all of these other things. You can say it's lack of skill, lack of confidence, lack of this, lack of that, but it's all a lack of love, because love is an action word. And the same way you work hard at other things, you need to work hard at showing love. So that's what I want to talk about today. And you may be asking yourself, how do I show love? How do I show love to strangers? How do I show love to my spouse, to my friends, to my coworkers? How do I show love? Because we look at love as a very safeguarded thing, right? We look at love as something only special people get, people who are close to you, people who you feel some special connection with, right? That warm, fuzzy feeling. But love is supposed to be displayed to everyone equally, regardless. Well, I can't really say equally, but there is a measure of love that all people should receive from you, especially if you're a believer, especially if you are a born again believer in Jesus Christ, because his number one commandment was for us to love. And he told us that the way we would draw other people to him, or to allow other people to know that we were of him, was by the love that we show one to another. So we wonder why people aren't getting saved. We wonder why people aren't coming into the church, why they don't want to be connected to ministries. It's because they don't see any love. They don't see any love being displayed between members, and they don't see any love being displayed from members to the world. And that's very important when you're trying to grow a ministry, when you're trying to grow a person in the faith, because love is foundational. The three attributes I love of God, I'm going to say it again. First is his faith. Then is his love. And then is his ability to be sovereign while given free will. And again, his love is just so amazing. And again, he showed us the ultimate act of love by sending us his son. And then he talked so much about love. And he told us, you are not given a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. So love is everywhere. If you want to operate in the gifts of the Spirit, the way that you do it is by showing love. It's by having charity, which charity work is something that you do. It's an action. Charities, nonprofits, the churches, all of this. Charity work is what you do. You come and you donate. You donate your time, your resources, your energy. You come and you donate. You give back to the community. You give back to people who are less fortunate. Find a way to love. Find a way to give. So right now I would use the word love and give interchangeably, because in order to love appropriately, or in order to love properly, you need to give. So if you think you love a person and you're not giving them anything, you don't love them. If you're not giving them truth, you don't love them. If you're not giving them time, you don't love them. If you're not giving them attention, if you're not giving them gifts, if you're not giving them what you know will make them feel better, or what you know will help them and benefit them in the long run, you don't love them. Whether it be a coworker, a friend, a spouse, family member, it doesn't matter. You don't love them the way that you say you do if you aren't willing to do those things. Where is love in the world today? Why don't we see love? How come we don't feel love? Again, it's not a warm, fuzzy feeling, but love is based on what you are able to see others are doing, others are receiving, others are giving, because love is the most powerful force. I stand by that. I believe it is. I know it is. So although we may see evil, bitterness, all of these things running around in the world and going the way that it's going, and we may feel like people have no hope and have nothing to believe in, I will never get to that point, because I understand love. For the Bible tells us, what can separate us from his love? There's neither height nor depth nor principalities, no, nothing, life nor death, like nothing can separate us from the love of God. Nothing can separate us from that love that he has for us. So how are you taking advantage of that love? How are you showing that same love to other people? How are you making sure that love is something that you practice? Be ye doers of the word and not hearers only, deceiving your own selves. If you are not loving, you are deceiving yourself. You can't say you love God and hate your brother when you see your brother and you've never seen God. God is love. The Bible tells us all of these things. Yet, we don't do one thing that's very foundational. And to be like Christ, you have to do this because Christ operated in love. He was moved with compassion. His heart was drawn to the people. That made him want to heal. That made him want to teach. That made him want to go out and feed them. That made him want to go out and deliver them, to bring them peace, to bring them joy. That made them want to be around him. So if you find yourself constantly isolated, if you find yourself constantly being alone, like you feel like you have no friends, then I'm sorry, but you have no love. Either no love that you're displaying or no love that's being poured into you. And love is reciprocal. The same way God gives it to us, we should give it to others. The same way we receive, we should give out. And I know we talk about giving in the church, and it's always looked at as a thing that's concerning money, but you need to get some love. We need the church to give love. The world needs love. If we give love, we will see situations change. If we give love, we will see circumstances overturn. We will see so many things start to change for the good, because that's how we know that all things work together for our good, because we love God and we know that we are called according to his purpose. So love, that's really what I wanted to talk about today. We need to show love. We need to give love. Love is a commodity. It's something that you can exchange. It's something you could trade. If you show love, you can get anything you want in this world. If you show love, you can accomplish anything in this world. Statistics show that a child that's born of a two-parent household with a mother and father and is shown love are more, they're able to go out and accomplish more. Not because they're smarter or they're better, because they're not afraid to try. Because they know that even if they try and they fail, they have loving parents, that they have a support system there that's not going to beat them up. They won't badger them, but they'll tell them to pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and get back in there and try again. And what we see today is a spirit of timidness, a spirit of fear, a spirit of people being anxious because there's no love. There's so much hate that if a person messes up, they don't think they can be redeemed. That if a person messes up, they don't think they can be forgiven, that they can have another chance. And unfortunately, I believe that's what's driving society to where it is today, the lack of love. And again, if we just show love, if we just gave love, the world will be such a better place. So love on somebody, saints. Love on somebody. Go and love on somebody. I love you here at the Crown Community. So go ahead, like, comment, share, subscribe, show me some love. And I'll see you in the next video. Peace.